this opportunity coming away from your morning, your journey to the studio, to your arrival on the mat, where the complete focus and attention is to your mind and your body and your breath, acting in unison with the well-being of you, your whole being. Breathing in for 4 and out for 4. And what we are doing here is also practicing our pranayama, practicing our breath work, training our diaphragm and our neural messages to the brain of how to breathe throughout our practice of yoga, physical practice. One more complete breath, breathing in for 4. And on the exhale, as you slowly exhale, I want you to stretch your right leg all the way towards the front of your mat. And as your knee was rotated out, I want you to rotate your knee to the ceiling and along with it your toes, flexing your heel towards the front of your mat, toes to the ceiling. If you can, try and slide your left sole of your foot to your inner right thigh or your calf, but not your knee. So this is Supta Vrikasana, lying tree pose. And I want you now to place your right hand on the front of your right hip. And just place your left hand down by your side. Engage in your belly. Keeping your eyes closed because this is a static position. Continue your breath, Samavriti, equal in and out breaths. Keep that right leg active by flexing the right foot, which engages the knee, which engages the thigh, the quad muscles, and somewhat into the right leg. Now with that right hand on your right hip, we want to encourage that right hip to go back and down rather than going up towards the ceiling, and therefore having an impact on the left hip, allowing the left hip to drop. Continue to breathe. And on the exhale, slide, rotating the right knee out to the right, sliding your right foot back to your Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a deep breath in here. And on the exhale, extend the left leg away, rotating the left knee up to the ceiling, left toes, and placing the right sole of your foot to the inner right left thigh. And your swapping hands, so placing your left hand on the front of your left hip, right hand to the floor, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your right arm, encouraging the hips to stay square so that one is not higher than the other, while opening out the right knee to the right, engaging your belly, and just check that your left toes are to the ceiling, left knee to the ceiling. So the openness, the work is happening in the right hip. One more breath, breathing in. And on the out breath, start to rotate the toes away, the knee away, and then slide the left sole of the foot to join the right. Now take your hands to the outside edge of your thighs and then gently bring the knees up towards the ceiling, hip distance apart. And then just move your blocks away from your mat. From here, you'll notice your lower back. Notice your lower back has a slight arch in it. So we want to place a large marshmallow between your lower back and the floor. And now I want you to start to bring your front ribs and your belly in. Draw them in. Squash your marshmallow and keep your marshmallow nice and flat. Bring your arms in line with your shoulders up towards the ceiling. Turn the palms to face one another. Now keep your arms here. The tendency is to want to bring the arms back and forth, but we want to keep them extended to the ceiling, palms facing one another, in line with your shoulders. And I want you to bring your knees up, and with your knees, touch your elbows or your upper arms. Now don't bring the arms to the knees, bring the knees to the arms. And then point your toes and bring your toes down to the floor. Engage in your belly, keep your marshmallow flat. And then again, bring the knees up to the elbows or the upper arms, squeeze. And then bring the toes to the floor. Now if it's too much with the toes pointed, you can just relax the toes. Knees up and down. 5 more. 5. The steady pace. 4. Keep breathing. Engage in your belly. Keep your marshmallow nice and flat. 3. 2. And on the last one, I want you to squeeze the knees up to the elbows and the upper arms, and then lift your head and shoulders, but keep reaching the hands up to the ceiling. Squeeze round your spine, nose coming up between your knees. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Breathe in, and on the out breath, slowly lower the feet to the mat. And then take your hands, place them in a diamond shape underneath your lower back. Open the knees out wide, soles of the feet together. And then press your elbows and your forearms into the mat to bring your torso all the way up to seated. So you're pushing into the floor with your elbows and your forearms, good. And then we're going to bring the legs all the way around, coming into tabletop position. So just so that you're coming into the middle of your mat, spreading your hands out wide, middle fingers towards the front, knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. We're going to do our cat-cow, dropping the belly button down, head and tailbone up, breathing in, breathing out, chin in, tailbone in. Push your heart up to your spine, breathing in, belly button down, head up, tailbone up. Spreading the collarbones, breathing out, concaving, so that you're creating a huge space between you and the floor. Breathing in, keeping your arms steady, hugging the forearms. Keep going. Right, you can even close your eyes and visualize the spine, the undulating movement you're creating. Continue to breathe in. Good. And out. Notice your hands. Distribute the weight evenly on your hands so you're not dumping into your wrists. 1 more. Coming back to a neutral tabletop position. Extend the right leg out behind, lift the right leg up to the height of your hip, tuck the tailbone under so you're not dumping into the lumbar lower back, and then extend the left arm away. Now keep pressing the left knee, left front of your foot into the mat to help steady the balance. Look down at the floor so the crown of the head's in line with your tailbone. And then from here, you can say here, this is enough, or take your left arm to cactus arm, or goalpost arm, elbow in line with your shoulder. And then take your right knee all the way around to the right. So as if you're going to touch your right upper arm, but don't go that far. And then extend it all the way behind, straight behind. Back to your cactus arm, 90-degree angle with your right leg to the right. And then extend it out behind, slow and controlled. Breathing in. Breathing out, extend. Breathing in. Breathe out. 1 more. Breathe in. Bring it round, the knee round to the upper arm and extend. Good. Place the hand and the knee back down. Take your time. Left leg this time. Comes out behind. Lift to the height of your hip. Tuck in the tailbone. And then extend the right arm away. Stay here. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, cactus right arm. Left knee lifts. Round to your upper arm. And then extend it as you exhale. Inhale. Left arm cactus. Right knee to the right upper arm. Good. 2 more. Left, left, left. Good. And extend. Last one. Breathe in. Come round. Breathe out, extend. Good. Place it down. Well done. Take a little break, take your knees out wide, big toes to touch, sit back onto your heels. Options is to cup your chin with your hands, fists, hands, or full extension with the forehead on the mat. Lengthen your spine, breathe into your side body, into your ribs, lengthen the armpits, the sides of your trunk. Good. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, lift your gaze, rock your body back to tabletop position. Now this is where we might have a few kicks of skulls. So alternate, so somebody comes forward, somebody goes back. We're going to drop our left forearm onto the mat so that your left elbow is underneath your left shoulder. Your right wrist is underneath your right shoulder. You're going to take the right leg out behind, just no higher than your hip, and then point your right foot. You're going to rotate the right leg all the way around to the right, and then rotate it back behind. Squaring your hips. Breathe in and lift the right hip, lift the right leg. Breathe in and bring it back round. Square your hips. Let me have a peek. Good. And bring it back around. Try not to bring it up high and round. Try to keep it level so that you are creating that rotation into the socket of the hip joint. Good. Bring it round, keeping it not too high, and back around. Good. One more. Pointing the foot so you're fully extending and activating the right leg, and then place the knee back down. Good. Coming back to your left wrist or left hand, and then other side. So your right forearm, right elbow underneath your right shoulder, left wrist underneath your left shoulder. Then take the left leg out behind. Now if it's too much with the leg lifted, you can slide it along the floor with the same rotation as an option. Forward and back, keeping it nice and low. Otherwise, we're lifting it, but not too high, because if we lift it too high, it's moving into the lower back, into the lumbar spine, rather than focusing on the rotation of the hip. So keeping it no higher than your hip, and then squeeze it as you bring it back round. That's good, Stephen. Lovely. Squaring the hips as you bring it back round. Good. Two more. And then when you bring it back round, try and square. Yes. And then start the rotation. Yeah, lift. Point, point, point. And then as you bring it back round, square. Good. Last one. Good. And then place the knee down underneath your hip. Bring in the right wrist under, left wrist underneath the left shoulder. Tuck the toes of both feet under. Power the knees away from the floor. Push the floor away with the hands. So now we're creating space between you and the floor. We're engaging our core. I want you to tuck in your tailbone. Tuck in your tailbone. Tuck, yes. Tuck, 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 yes. So nice flat spine. Hips are nice and low. Good. Even more. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Yeah, that's it. Hold it there. Squeeze. Don't try and lift those hips. Not downward dog just yet. We're engaging our core. Firing it up. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, keep those knees bent and lift your sit bones and your tailbone to the sky. Lift your sit bones and tailbone. Keep the knees bent. We're not straightening the legs. So we've gone from hovering tabletop to downward dog with knees bent. Feet are hip distance apart. So have a look at your feet. Make sure your toes are aligned with your heels. Looking at the space between your knees. Inversion. So now, our hips are our highest point. We're using our hands and our arms and our feet and legs, so our whole body. So I want you to think into the hands, spread the hands, good. Spread the hands, press the backs of the thumbs and the knuckles into the floor. Draw up through the arms, hug the forearms in, rotate the biceps ever so slightly away. Press the heart to the space between your shoulder blades. Here, point my finger, heart, heart, heart. Good, ribs are in. Squashing your marshmallow. Belly in. Keep your knees bent. Downward dog. Now the first downward dog of your day will feel major hard, will be really, really challenging to hold this position because our blood is now running from our heart all the way to our head. A little disconcerting. Stick with your breath. By the end of the class, you will love this position. Sounds ominous. One more breath, breathe in. And on the out breath. Now I want everybody to bend their knees deeply and bring their sit bones to their heels. So in that we mean bend the knees, bring the sit bones into the heels. Keep looking up to the front of your mat as if you're going to pounce on an ant that's starting to annoy or agitate you. So per ant, you're going to take a big step up, stamp the ant, and then stamp it with the legs. So it's well and truly onto the next slide. Half lift, hands to the shins, straight spine, straight legs. Now I want you to hold this position for a moment. Lower the head so that the crown of the head is in line with your tailbone. Now if anyone finds this too much with the legs straight, you can bend the knees, but don't round the spine. So if you are struggling with that straight spine, I want you to bring your shoulders back. Bring your shoulder blades, your scapula, all the way back. I want you to bring your heart towards the floor, so slightly different from when we were talking about the plank or the hovering of the tabletop. So instead of bringing the heart here, bring the heart towards the floor and bring your shoulders back to the ceiling. Shoulders back to the ceiling. Good. Tuck the tailbone under ever so slightly. Bend your knees if you're really struggling to hold into the half lift position. You can bend your knees. And if hands are just touching your shins for placement, nothing else, rather than having them dangling. Keeping the shoulder blades back with a long spine, breathe in. And on the out breath, now bend your knees and fold with your belly resting on your thighs, hands to the floor. Allow the head to hang heavy. The head hangs heavy. Folding deeply. Now if it's too much with hands on the floor, you can place your blocks in front of your feet and place your hands on top of the blocks. Breathe here. One more breath. Breathe in. Now from here, we're going to take a big step back with the left leg to the back of your mat, coming into runner's lunge. So you're framing your right foot with your two hands. And drop your left knee to the mat, keep the toes tucked. When you're ready, you can take your hands away from the floor, either to your waist or to the sky. Now when you're taking it to the sky, try not to bring those ribs forward. Keep those ribs in to protect your organs and sink low with your hips. Now the toes are tucked, so we can exaggerate the stretch in our left quad. If it's too much, then untuck the toes, okay? Less intense. So the toes are tucked, we're feeling a nice stretch into that left quad and also into this hip flexor. A psoas muscle moving from our spine all the way to connect to our thigh. Breathe in. Now I want you to think into that right foot. The right big toe, press it into the mat. That's going to help you stay balanced. We're moving from low lunge, Kali Mudra, with the arms, bringing our hips back. Now if you need to take the blocks with you to help with your balance, take your hands on top of the blocks and then we're coming into half split, flexing our right foot. Now if you're moving without the blocks, we're going into a half split, hovering our arms behind, allowing the torso to hang heavy over our right leg for an intense stretch. Now you move within your own capacity. You can use the blocks by all means for that support. Props are there to assist with alignment. Breathe. Now, if you're hovering without the blocks, we're going to come forward. Everybody with blocks, just stay where you are. We're going to come forward and we're going to move back and forth like a little dance. So low lunge into Hanumanasana, forward fold, low lunge, reaching up, half split. One more time. For those of you with the blocks, just stay where you are. You're breathing into that intense stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. And then everyone, you're going to slowly come forward back to your low lunge position, taking your time, moving from half split to low lunge. Then lift the back knee away from the floor. You can take incremental or a big step up to the front of the mat into your half lift. Breathe in, breathe out, fold, melt the front body onto the thighs. Stepping back with the right foot this time to the back of your mat. Drop the right knee to the floor. Keep the toes tucked or untucked, depending on your intensity. Hips are square. When you're ready, we're going to take the arms either to your waist or to the ceiling. Ribs in, belly in. Holding it here so we can stretch that front quad. Think into your left big toe. Press it into the mat. Fix your gaze. Good. Beautiful. Try to keep those hips square. So with the lunges, we want the bottom half of our body to sink, and we want the top half of our body to reach, lift, creating space in our torso from our ribs to our hips. Beautiful. One more breath. Now back to our little flow. You can choose to grab a hold of your blocks and come back into your half split, staying here. Otherwise, we're flowing from low lunge, sweeping back with the arms, bowing into our Hanumanasana, half split. Inhale, this time look up. Exhale, fold. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Moving energy. Coming forward, taking your time from your half split. Coming forward into your low lunge, hands to the floor or on top of blocks, depending on your mobility. And then lift the back knee away. Slide this time the right, the left foot back into our plank. Into our plank. Wrists underneath your shoulders. Heart towards the ceiling. So spreading the shoulder blades away from one another. Heart to the ceiling. Tucking your tailbone ever so slightly. Belly in. That's it. Hold it there. Try not to sink. Strong core. Engage, engage. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Two more. Breathe in. And on our breath, lift the hips up to downward dog. Bend those knees. Bend those knees. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend your knees, sit the sit bones to the heels, lift your gaze. Remember your ant, he's back alive. You're going to pounce. Step up one, step up two. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to your heart. Close your eyes. Shoulders away from the ears. Set your intention. A little positive affirmation and repeat it to yourself 3 times. Slow the breath. And if you are familiar with Ujjayi, narrowing the back of the throat, the glottis, creating that audible sound. We continue to practice our Ujjayi, our victorious breath throughout our physical practice. Surya Namaskar A. We're going to take it slow the first 2 rounds, and then the second 2 rounds we will do the normal speed and version. If you need to take it slow and the modified version, please do so, and just join us in downward dog when you're ready, okay? Breathe in, extended mountain. Exhale, swan dive with a straight spine. Lead with your heart. Bend your knees if you need to. Hands to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Hands to your shin, straight spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Belly in. Exhale, fold. Stepping back with your right leg, high lunge. Step back with your left into your plank. Drop our knees, modified version. Point the toes. Hug the forearms in. Elbows point to the back of your mat. Engage your triceps as you lower the torso. Rubbing the inside of your arms with the outside of your torso. Squeeze your tush, tuck in your tailbone, belly, and lift your heart. So support your lower back, squeeze that tush, and then lower the heart back down. Tuck the toes under, that was cobra by the way. Push up into half plank. Lift the knees plank. Lift the hips, downward dog. So that was the modified Surya Namaskar. And in our downward dog, we're going to breathe 5 breaths in total. 5 in and out. We're probably on breath 3. Breathe in. Breathe out slow. Ujjayi. Creating that audible sound. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 5. And on exhale, bend your knees. Fix your gaze on the ant. A big step up to right, followed by the left. Half lift. Straight leg, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Hands to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to your heart. Second time. Inhale. Reach the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, 1, 2, plank. Lower the knees, point. Hug everything in. Elbows magnetize to one another. Slowly lower. Working like crazy on those arms. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the tush, lift the heart. Bhujangasana, cobra. Melt the chest, tuck the toes under, push up. Lift plank, and then downward dog. So when you move from plank to downward dog, you may need to adjust your feet, bringing your feet a little bit further up. Because in plank, you tend to be longer. So you want to imagine you're in your little inverted V shape. So your hips are your highest point, your ribs are in, your belly's in, and you're creating mobility in the shoulders so that this shoulder will allow the torso to come forward towards your thighs and your knees. But it also stems from the shoulders. So try not to bring the ribs or the belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. And on the exhale, bend your knees. Lift your hips. Step up left. Step up right. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the knees. Squeeze the thighs. Extend up mountain. Exhale to your heart. Full version. Or stick with the modified. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale, step back 1, 2, from plank, chaturanga. So you're hovering your whole body from the floor. From chaturanga, upward dog. Thighs and hips are lifted. Lift your gaze, squeeze the tush like mad. From upward dog, you tuck the toes under and transition into downward dog. And that transition from upward, Urdhva Mukha, to Adho Mukha is all in the core. And we call our locks, when we're engaging our locks, they're bandhas. Bandhas in yoga. And our lock that we use from transitioning is Uddiyana Bandha. Uddiyana is the space between our belly button and our perineum. So we want to really zip that up, like a coat. Zip it right up and hold that lock. Storing our energy, keeping it in our body, not releasing the energy. It's different from running and cycling. We're trying to stay cool. In yoga, we're trying to heat our muscles up. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to your heart. Last time. Inhale, lift the knees, squeeze the thighs. Engage your glutes as you fold. Press the feet into the floor, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Jump or step back into your chaturanga. Or all the way down. Upward dog or cobra. And then squeeze the tush. Squeeze your Uddiyana Bandha. Transition to downward dog. Fix your gaze at the space between your knees. We call these focus points dristis. Helps focus the mind. When our eyes start to move and dart around the place, so does our focus. When we take our focus away, so does our breath. We need our breath to strengthen our muscles. 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Jump or step to the front of your mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to your heart. Vinyasa to downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Upward. Squeeze. Downward. Take your weight to the left foot. Release your right leg to the ceiling. I want you to take your right knee towards your right upper arm. So like we did on our tabletop position, we're taking our knee all the way to the outer edge of our right upper arm, coming forward into your one-legged plank. And then bring it back to the ceiling. And then take the right foot to the outside edge of your right hand. Outside edge of your right hand. Then bring your left knee to the mat and untuck your left toes. So this is moving into lizard pose. For some of you, your hands can remain on the floor. For others, if you want to grab your blocks and place your forearms on your blocks or without blocks. Bringing your forearms all the way to the mat. We're working on our hips and hamstrings in this class. So, when you're working on your hips, we want to take it slow and we want to breathe deeply. Really important to listen to your body. So everybody here has individual, unique, amazing bodies. And including me, some poses are easy and some poses are really, really hard and challenging. Trust me, I find so many challenging. So if you find you can't do a certain pose or your body won't allow you, then the rule is don't do it. Don't do it. Stay in this position, sinking into the hips. Now, from here, this is option 1, staying where you are. Option 1, blocks, forearms. Option 2 is taking it a little bit deeper. So taking the left hand wrist underneath your left shoulder, taking your right hand to the inside of your right knee, and then gently open it up even more. The right knee opens to the right. Come into the outside edge of your right foot, and then rotating the trunk, your torso, round to the right. So you're looking up past your right shoulder. So again, don't worry about what anybody else is doing. This is your body. Listen to your body. I made too many mistakes in the past watching other people, and guess what? I injured myself. So that's what happens. Breathe. One more. Now from here, whichever position you're in, we're going to rotate the body into our low lunge position. So heel toe the right foot in and frame that right foot with your 2 hands. Tuck the toes of the back foot under, lift the knee, lifting the knee moves into high lunge. We're then going to start to rotate and pivot round to your left. So start to walk the hands, pivoting on the feet, round to your left. Good. Now check out the toes. Make sure your toes are in line with your heels. And if you find it really challenging to reach the floor, I'll grab your blocks. You can place your hands underneath or above the blocks, high, medium or low side. For those of you with a nice long spine and finding no problem getting to the floor, we're going to bring our hands underneath, reaching our hands further back to the opposite side. Good. Now listen to your body. We want to have a nice long spine here, guys. So we try not to round those shoulders. That's it, Suzanne. Good. Yes, Trish. Beautiful. And try not to also bring the weight of our bodies to our heels. So notice where you're evenly, or you're distributing the weight into your feet. We want to even that out. Good. So this is our hamstring stretch. Hamstring and hips. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the out breath, start to walk the hands forward. And we're going to use our hands to bring the heels in towards one another, bending our knees. Now this is a super wide squat. Sink our hips or our sit bone down to the floor. And then lift the torso upright, bringing our hands behind our head. So in a wide squat, we may be too wide because moving just the heels in might have made it too wide. So if you are, adjust your legs. From here, this is where we're going to rev it up a little. We're going to do a little bit of sumo, not sumo, what do you call that, New Zealand dance in the rugby? That's it. Okay, we're doing a little bit of that. So we're going to take the right elbow to the right knee, lift it up, and place it back down into your right leg squat. And then the left, lift up, or maybe it is sumo, and then squat. Right, and sit, and lift, and sit. Keep going for a 5. Good. Squeeze. And 3. 2 force. 2. And 1. Intense. Good. Now, lower into our squat. And then all we're going to do is rotate the heels back to our straight heels in line with our toes. Straighten the legs and forward fold. Now I'm going to headbutt the wood. So, straight spine. Beautiful, Rachel. Good. Now, we don't want to go too low. We want to create a 90-degree angle with our torso. That's it, Shirley. From here, this is where that gets lovely. We're going to bend our knees, but don't move the torso. The torso stays nice and long in your nice flat back, like you did in table. Elbows stay out wide, and then straighten the legs. We're going to bend. Don't come to the heels. Evenly distribute, and bend, and straighten, and straighten. Good. So, yes, keep that spine nice and long. Good. Try not to tilt the tailbone. Spine is long. 2 more. Bend. Beautiful, Rachel. And straighten. 1 more. Bend. And straighten. Good. Now we're straight. We release our hands back to the floor or to our blocks. We're going to pivot back the way we can, so the right toes rotate round to the front. We start to walk our hands round. Now, if I was you, I would take your blocks with you. Have them either side of your right foot. There is a bend in that right knee, but now we're going to straighten that right leg. What happens when we straighten that right leg is that left hip wants to lift, okay? So try to keep your hips square to begin with. Both legs are straight. So this is Parsvattanasana. Now, if you can't reach the floor without keeping your hips square, these blocks are here and they're super good for keeping your alignment. So place your hands on blocks, high, medium, low, or no blocks. But the important part is these hips are square. So to do that, we need to pull the right heel back, bring in the right femur right into the hip joint. So those legs are too wide, they're Stephen. Your back sole of your foot is flat on the mat, and the left toes are rotated out 45 degrees. So if you look up at me, both heels are aligned with one another, left toes are rotated out 45 degrees. The spine is nice and long, folded over your right leg, Parsvattanasana. Now normally we have the hands behind our back, but we're keeping our arms floor or the blocks. Good. From here, we're going to now move these hips. So we're going to take the right hip up to the top right hand corner of your mat. Just swing it round to the right. And then you're going to bring the left hip to the left corner of your mat. So you're just swinging forward and back, forward and back. So the hips are doing the work and the torso is moving as a consequence of the hips. 1 more. Moving the hips forward and back. And then turn the blocks away. Place your hands, step back with your left foot. Place your hands on the floor, step back with your left foot. High lunge. Slide the right foot back. Vinyasa to the downward dog. Chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. With your vinyasa, squeeze the tush. And then transition to downward dog. Weight to the right foot, left leg to the ceiling. Take your left knee to the outside edge of your left upper arm. Squeeze it, hold it there. Bring it back to the ceiling. And then take your left foot to the outside edge of your left hand. Dropping the right knee to the floor. Untuck your back toes. Forearms to the floor or to your blocks. Hanging out here in lizard pose to really sink into those hips, particularly your left hip. You want to aim for your left ankle to be underneath your left knee. Your left ankle to be underneath your left knee. So yeah, that's it. Good. Breathe. So the blocks can be the inside of your left foot on the high side. They can be right up here with your hands on top of the blocks, forearms on top of the blocks. So you adjust accordingly to your body. And then if you want to work that a little bit deeper, you're going to come up onto your right hand, right wrist underneath your right shoulder, left hand to the inner left knee, and then peeling the inside of your left foot away, rotate the torso, and open the knee to your left. Again, listen to your body. It's a big, deep stretch. Slow and steady, Ujjayi. One more. Breathe in. And on the out breath, start to bring the sole of the foot back to the mat and then toe heel the foot back in so that you can bring your left hand to the outside, frame in your left foot with your two hands on, or tuck the toes of the right foot under, lift the knee, and then we're pivoting this time over to the right, in the direction of the right. Good. Now this time, everybody's going to be different. Evenly distribute your weight on your feet. We're going to rotate the toes away from one another and then bend into that right knee. So this is called Skandasana. So we want to bring the hips low, but keeping the right foot onto the floor. But if you need to lift the heel, that's okay. Left toes go up to the ceiling, and then we bring the hips all the way over to the left. Right toes to the ceiling. Sinking low, low, low. And then all the way one more time over to the right. That's it. And then back to center. Start to pivot with the feet all the way around to the front of your mat. Moving back into our Parsvattanasana. Now, have a look at the feet. Front heel is in line with the back heel. Right toes are rotated out 45 degrees. Hands can be on your blocks. Both legs are straight. And the hips are square. Both legs are straight. So you can turn your blocks to the high side. And you can narrow your stance so that the distance between your feet are not too far. They're about maybe 3-4 feet. Whereas in Warrior 2, the feet are really far apart. Keep driving the left hip socket or the left thigh bone into the hip socket. Working into the heel. And then you're trying to bring that right hip forward. That's it. Good. With a span, long span. With a nice long span. Good. Once you're in the position and you feel okay in that position, or as okay as it feels, then start to sway the hips. This time the left front corner and then the right back corner. Sway left front corner, back, right corner. 3 times. Forward and back. Both legs are straight. Swaying in the hips. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then start to bend into that left knee, stepping back to the back of your mat with your right into your high lunge. Slide your left foot back into your plank. Chaturanga. Upward or cobra. Or you can move from plank, half plank, lowering the chest all the way to your mat and lifting up into cobra. And then downward dog. Take your weight to the left foot, right leg to the ceiling. Come forward into your one-legged plank, knee to your nose, squeeze it in, shin away from the floor, and then step up with your right foot. Once again, we're going to drop that back heel, rotating the left toes to the left. Keeping your hips square, we're lifting our torso upright, hands can come to your waist, or for Warrior 1, arms to the ceiling. Now, this is a very challenging pose, because our hips we're not ballet dancers, so our hips are not completely open. So we have to work like crazy to try to bring that left hip forward and the right hip forward. So they're back, sorry. They're moving in the opposite direction, and we do this from our feet. So the right heel, drive it back, and the left big inside of your left foot, you're bringing it forward as if you are moving floors in opposite direction. If there's too much with the arms up, keep your hands on your waist. Breathe, ribs in, belly in. Back leg is straight, so lift the knee, squeeze the thigh. From here, we're simply opening into Warrior 2. So the right knee, right foot doesn't move, the left hip, left shoulder rotates back. Keep the front knee bent. Front knee is bent. So we went from here to here. Then rotate our nose to the right. Twisting, right middle finger. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight. Shoulders stacked above your hips. So you're creating a rectangle with your torso, your trunk. Good. Left big toe, press it into the mat. So this is our flow sequence. So we're just building it up. We're learning. We're telling our muscles what way we're holding. And then from here, we're going to reverse. So left palm to the left thigh, right arm to the ceiling. So lengthen from the right middle finger to the right hip. Lengthen, space. Keep that right knee bent. Breathe in and breathe out. We'll come straighten that right leg into Trikonasana. So the right hand reaches down in the direction of the floor, left hand to the ceiling. Both legs are straight. Stacking hips, stacking shoulders. Rotating our drishti to our left thumb. Or our right big toe if our neck isn't feeling good today. Keep breathing. Breathe in. And on the out breath, we're going to helicopter the arms. So start to bend into that right knee. The right arm leads. Lift the left heel. Crescent legs. And then all the way around. So that right arm reaches back, twisting around to your right. That's it. So this is a hard stance. It's all in the core. Uddiyana Bandha. Beautiful, Amanda. Crescent legs, so 10 toes facing the front of your mat. No rotation of the feet. Twist the torso. We did this in our twist class. Breathe in. This is where it's going to get challenging. We're going to do a little balance, but everybody's going to be different. So this is called revolved. I always set it up so well, don't I? It's like the expectation. Oh my God. I should just do it. So reaching forward with the left hand. We're going to bring the left hand to a block, if you have your block nearby, or to the floor. Now, for some of you, you might be here, reaching the right hand to the ceiling, keeping that left foot onto the mat. Other may want to straighten that right leg and lift the left leg up, staying in your revolve, in your rotation. And smile. It helps. That's it, Becky. Good. Breathe. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, Stephen. Stay with it. Stay focused. Stay with your breath. Don't hold your breath. This is not easy. From here, we're going to lift that left knee to the sky. So start to strip it down and up. So this is the modified option. Taking your left hand to the front of your knee, right hand to your waist, and opening the knee to the left. Full version. Wrap your peace fingers around your left toe. Straighten up. Straighten the leg. Bhujangasthasana. Open out to the left. Rotate your nose to the right. Squeeze. So you can decide knee or foot. Breathe. And then bring it back to center. If your knee is bent, straighten your leg. Release. Hold. 5. Straight. 4. That's a nice serious voice. 3. Let go of the leg. Let go of the leg. Hold. 2. 1. Release. Vinyasa the downward dog. Inhale. Extend the mountain. Exhale. Swan dive. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale. Step back. 1, 2. Plank or half plank. Lower the torso. All the way or hover and stick. Upward dog or cobra. Squeeze and tush, whichever you choose. Elbows in. Tuck the toes. Uddiyana Bandha. Downward dog. Tell me, does this downward dog feel good? Tell me, does it feel good?
Yes.
Or does it feel like the first downward dog? See? I don't lie. I don't lie. I heard that sigh. That's okay. Remember this. It will not last forever. Nothing lasts forever. So take this joy. Keep feeling it in your bones. Take the weight to your right foot and take that left leg to the sky. Take your left knee to your nose. To your nose. Squeeze. Plank. And then bring it back to the sky. Bring it back to the sky. Good. Then step up with your left foot. Bring your foot with your hands. Then rotate that right heel down. Start to stagger and straighten those hips. Square those hips, Maybe narrow your stance. Taking the back foot up a little. Keeping that left knee bent. You take your hands to your waist or to the sky without lifting the ribs. Ribs in, belly in. Back leg is straight. Now remember the drive. The movement of the hips in opposite direction. Good. So you ever see in the airports those moving floors? And one's going this way and one's going the other way. So this is what the hips are doing right now. Work into the feet. Feet. Bringing that left heel back. The inside of the right foot and heel forward. Good. Works the trick. Ribs in, belly in. So in our standing postures, we want to sink the bottom half and we want to lift the top half. Creating space in our upper body and getting muscles in our lower half. Bend that front knee. Bend, bend, bend. And then, front knee does not move. It stays between our two walls. And then we open, right hip, right shoulder. Extend those arms. Maybe you need to adjust your torso. Maybe the left shoulders come forward. Readjust. Shoulders above the hips. Front knee bent. Have a look down at your left knee. And is it opening out to the left or is it coming in? So keep engaging the thigh. Squeeze the glute. Press the left big toe into the mat. It looks like you're not doing very much, but inside your body, you are working like crazy. Like the little ducks. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the out breath, right hand to the right thigh, left arm to the ceiling. Reach. Space. Left fingernail to your left hip. Reach. Lengthen. Beautiful, Stephen. One more breath. Moving into Trikonasana. We reach forward with the left arm, left ribs, and then straighten that left leg. Right hip goes back. Right arm to the ceiling. Look up at your thumb or down at your left big toe. Both legs are straight. Trikonasana. Both legs are straight. Breathe in. On the out breath, we're going to do our little twist. So we're going to start to bend into that left knee. Rotate the left heel up to the ceiling. The left arm circles up. Left arm, front arm. And then bring it back. The right arm comes round. Rotate round to your left. One side is almost more tricky than the other. So we go left, up, and around. Back leg straight, front knee bent. Holding it here, keep lifting the crown of head to the ceiling. Squeeze the left glute, belly in, then start to reach. Our little twisted balance. Hand to the floor or to the block. Keep that right toe on the mat, or lift it away from the floor. Revolved Ardha Left, left, left. Squeeze. You can do it. Beautiful, Rachel. Good. Good, Barbara. Beautiful. From here, we're going to strip that top leg. That right leg comes all the way. Now, nice and slow. Control. Squeeze that back belly in. Lifting the right knee up, 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 up. Standing up tall. Keep those hips square. You can decide. Keep the knee bent. Reach down. Peace fingers around the right big toe. Straighten. Or keep it bent. Everybody go for the bend, that's okay. And then open out to the right. And look to the left. Really challenge the balance. Oh, I'm a complete joke, I forgot on the other side. We were meant to do 3. So we'll do it this side and then I'll do it on the other side. So take your right sole of your foot, take your inner left thigh. So remember we did the Supta, Vrksasana, lion tree. Now take your right foot to the inner thigh, hands into prayer. Fix your gaze. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe that release. We'll do it on the other side to even the business. Left sole of the foot to the inner thigh, or the calf I should have said, or the ankle. Doesn't have to be the inner thigh, but definitely not the knee. Holding it here. Squeeze. Press the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. That's the trick. Good. One more. Breathe in. And release. Vinyasa to downward dog. Armenians in downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, swan down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back. 1, 2. Plank. Drop the knees if you want for half plank. Chaturanga, lowering all the way down. Or hover. Upward dog or cobra. Squeeze the tush. Downward dog. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, lower the knees to the mat. Swing the feet out to one side. And then we're going to sit down into a wide seated position. So alternate as well. And if you find you're too close to the wall, then you can even rotate a wee bit more. So have your one block in front and one behind. I'm going to turn the side so that you can see. So flex your feet so that you're activating the legs. And have your toes up to the ceiling. So we don't want to rotate those toes away. Sit up tall. And I want you to bring your heart forward. Just your heart forward. And then your arms. And I want you to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your right hand on the block in front and your left hand on the block behind. And then push the blocks away to lift the sit bones away from the floor. That's it. Hold it and then sit back down. And pulse for 5, 1, left hand on the front block, right hand on the back block, and then lift. Lift. So when you lift up and back. The hip sit bones up and back. So up and back. That's it. Squeeze, 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 and lower. Well done. Last one. Pulse. 3, 2, 1. Take the 2 blocks. Sorry, I should have said that. Take the 2 blocks. An option here is forearms, or maybe it's even hands. Forearms, or start to walk the blocks all the way in front, or if you can reach the feet, and then bringing your heart down towards the floor. Legs out wide. And again, listen to your body. One more breath. Breathe in. Slowly come all the way up. Bring your hands behind, lean into your hands and slide your feet together. Would you like to try a little fun arm balance? Let's give it a whirl. Okay. Optional, okay? So, right knee comes up. So we've been working on our hips, so our hips are nice and warm. And we're going to take the left hand, hold on to the left sole of the foot. Bringing the right knee back, okay? So, first of all, we're taking the knee into the chest. And then we're going to take the knee to the outer edge of the shoulder. So this right arm is starting to come in underneath, okay? So, everybody, you work within your own capacity. If you can't get this knee all the way back, take a hold of the ankle or the calf and just gently caress it back. So this is options here. Also, if you're not taking the arm balance, another thing you can do is hold on to your ankle with your left hand, your right knee with your right hand, and just sway the leg from side to side. I'm going to quickly move through because I think Suzanne and Stephen, you might want to give it a whirl. Take the knee behind the shoulder and take the arm, hand down to the floor. Rachel, good woman. Yes, Amanda, good woman. Then the hands are on the floor and then lift away. Lift, lift, lift. Then take the left foot, hook it into the right and bring the torso forward.
My definition sounds a little different.
Did I say it was fun? So once again, so you're bringing the knee back as far back as it can go, right? Holding on with the 2 hands. Then take the right shoulder underneath and then plant, bring that arm back. So you're bringing the hand back, okay? So you're hooking that knee into the shoulder, lean forward and then hover, hooking the left foot into the right, and then this is called inland pose. And then bringing the torso forward.
I've got an extra hand somewhere.
Yes, Stephen! Good man! Good man! See? The possibilities are endless. So, let's try the other side. Bring the left knee up first. Take a hold of the left foot with your right hand. Option here is just to do the sway, because this is also a hip opener. Left hand on the left knee and just sway from side to side. This is called rock the baby. And also to take that a little bit further, we're not taking the arm balance, is to hook the left foot into the right elbow and hook the left knee into the left elbow. And then rocking from side to side. So rock that baby. Okay. Otherwise, we're taking that left knee back underneath the left shoulder. So we'll have a tighter side. This is my tighter side. And then the left hand goes onto the floor. Squeeze the thigh into the shoulder. That's the trick. And then lift. And then taking the foot, hook, hook, hook. Well done, you. And then bringing the hips back. Yay! Well done. So, that's it then, pose. I just thought I would throw that in there. You never know. Grab your jumpers and your blankets, have them nearby, everyone. Come now. Scoot the bum forward. Scoot the bum. That's your party piece for Christmas Day, okay? Make sure there's not too many vodkas before that. Then you'll be like, I'll put my leg behind my head. Where can you see this, boys?
Make it easier.
And then slowly roll down onto the mat. And then bring the heels all the way up to your sit bones. We take a nice sweet bridge. Nice sweet bridge. So bring the heels up to the sit bones, knees to the ceiling. soles of the feet flat onto the mat, and then peel the tailbone, the sacrum, the lower back away from the mat. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Soles of the feet press strongly into the mat. Back of the neck is long. Relax the arms and the shoulders. All the work is in the glutes and the hamstrings. Breathe. One more. Deep breath in. And on out breath. Slowly from your upper back. Slowly, one vertebra at a time. Nice and controlled. Engaging your tummy as you lower one bead from your vertebrae down onto the mat. And then the very, very last one is take the knees into the chest and then the soles of the feet up to the ceiling. Feet are a good distance apart. You can either place your hands on your backs of your thighs, bringing your knees down your chest, or hold on to your calves, or reach up, hold on to the outside edge of your feet, tailbone down towards the mat. So the knees are coming down into your chest, into your belly, and then rock. This is happy baby pose. So lots of babies today. So rock the baby from side to side. Close your eyes and visualize yourself as a 10-month-old, being able to reach up, grab a hold of your toes for the first time, and then put them in your mouth. And then slowly release the hold from your hands. Bring your feet to the mat. And then extend your legs away. Anybody would like a bolster, just raise the arm. And I will bring a bolster, just bear with. Underneath your knees. If you bring it a little bit further up, so it's underneath your knees. And then you're going to arms by your sides, palms rotated, and feet, the toes are rotated away from one another. And your heart is ever so slightly lifted. Close your eyes and come back to your breath. Slowing your breath, so if you can bring it underneath your knees, and then that places underneath your heels. That's it. Good. Slowing it all back down with full appreciation for your physical body and all that you were able to achieve this morning in your yoga practice. And then letting go. Letting go of the tension. Because we held on to tension in order to hold the poses. So with our breath, start to soften the muscles, soften the gripping. With every breath, you are giving your body and your mind permission to relax. Your awareness to the back of your head. Just the back of your head, and relax the back of your head, sides of your head, crown of your head, forehead. Relax your eyebrows and eyes, nose, nostril, cheeks, ears, upper lip, lower lip. Unclench your teeth. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw and your chin, neck, throat, collarbones, chest, heart, front ribs, side ribs, back ribs. Relax your belly button, your hips, pelvis, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, tops of your feet. Relax your toes, the the outside edge of your feet, soles of your feet, heels, calves, backs of your knees, hamstrings, buttocks, lower back, middle back, shoulder blades and upper back. Relax your shoulders, armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists. Heel of your hand, thumbs, forefingers, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, back of your hands and the palm of your hands. Relax your extremities, your torso, your head, muscles, ligaments, tendons, fascia. Every organ, every bone, every cell. Completely relaxed. Letting go. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. It's quite amazing how a few seeds, given enough time and moulded in the right way, can make an entire house. How the Mona Lisa is just organised colour, and you, a divine vibration from God, drunk on love, playing a ballad on the strings of life and sending you out into the world. In the infinity of everything that can happen and has happened, you happened. A literal living flame of love. Shine your light through each fleeting moment. Feel a world of revelation inside of you. On your exhale. Awareness, the parts of your body connected to the floor, and the space that your body takes up, and the floor and in the studio and your surroundings. Taking your awareness to the sounds of your breath into your heart. Tune into the sounds of the birds. Take your awareness back to your body, into your hands, into your feet. Bring an energy into your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And then relax. Relax your hands and your feet. Engage your belly a little. As you slide your heels one at a time, either onto the bolster or flat onto the mat. And when you're ready, take your knees all the way into your chest, holding on to underneath your knees or on top, your shins. Lengthen your spine and rock your body from side to side. Come into center. Reach your right arm up and overhead with your eyes closed, roll over into your right side, and just stay here with your left hand on the floor in front of your heart. Take in a few breaths, allowing our heart to rest. And with your eyes closed, push the floor away with your left hand, feeling your way up into an easy cross legs to Sukhasana, seated position, with your spine nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. Take your hands together in prayer and rub to your feet. And then place your warm hands over your eyes Open your eyes behind your hands and squeeze them shut open. Squeeze them shut open. Look up, look down, look to the right, to the left. Rotate clockwise, anti-clockwise. And then close again behind your palms as you bring them together in front of your heart. Take a moment now to repeat your positive affirmation. Send it to your heart. And then repeat it again. Send it to your friends within the studio. And then repeat it again and send it out into the world. Take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine, and on the exhale, bow your chin into your chest. Turn the corners of your mouth up to your eyes. Flutter your eyelids open. Namaste.